Good afternoon, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101, and I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is one of the things I told you in some of the earlier months was going to happen with the recession going on, and people are still stating, especially in the political sector, mostly on the Democratic side, that there's not a recession going on because they haven't deemed it one. It's kind of like there's a building on fire, you have all the elements of a fire, you have the smell, you have the smoke, and you actually have the goddamn fire, but no one's saying, no, it's not on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, the country, the economy is definitely on fire. So let's jump right into this, family, because it's important, because this is going to mostly have to deal with your livelihood. And I've been telling people to really start penny pinching, really start extremely saving. This is some information I've been giving out ever since around March or April time frame, that you guys should only really be buying the necessities of life, because this was occurring even more so during that time frame. And whoever the political powers and economic powers may be, do not want to alarm the American people, so you guys get into a frenzy and you guys pretty much act the damn fool. But nonetheless, if you smell smoke, you see smoke, and you see fire, then ladies and gentlemen, there's a fire. Now, Elon Musk came out and had a prediction. Elon Musk did not have a damn prediction. I hate to start off highlighted. I hate to start off so energized, but Elon Musk has always been kind of shaping himself as this Nostradamus. He can kind of see the future. No. Elon Musk did not make a prediction. Anybody with two eyes, one mouth, and fucking two ears can know that the economy was on fire, and this was going to essentially occur. Food prices is going up. Gas prices are fluctuating. People are getting hired. People are getting fired. The entire economy is in shambles, and everyone's trying to hide the fact that that is. And Elon Musk talking about, I have a dire prediction about the economy. Let me move on. I don't want to get stuck there. Soaring prices of goods and services are at the highest in 40 years, which considerably affects the purchasing power of households. Remember when your house was 3 times the amount, especially in the early part of this year? My house in 2 years went from being worth $400,000 to $750,000 in 2 years. People like, I had real estate agents calling me, I had real estate agents knocking on my door, real estate brokers emailing me, hey, do you want to sell your house? No, I don't want to sell my house. Where the hell I'm going to live at? Everything's expensive right now. So everything is driving up the price of the economy. I want to go back to that goddamn Elon Musk comment talking about he had a prediction. Goddamn me too. The economy is on fire right now, okay? I'm going to jump down to the part. It says the Fed might cause deflation. And I'm going to tell you why that may be here, because they're going to raise the base points again for the Fed percentages. It says with a jumbo interest rate hike, the institution will cause deflation. Now, some of you may believe that deflation is a good thing. Now, anytime the federal government is trying to do these very extreme strategies in order to bring inflation down, that can drive the economy into deflation. And I know the most thing you're thinking about, hey, most goods and services will be ridiculously cheap. That can be a bad thing, all right? Because when you're making things ridiculously cheap, that means that the stockpile, the inventory, or certain items are going to be out more so than ever, because they have to drive prices down in order for the shelf life not to decay some of these products and items, okay? Because anywhere that they have warehouses, people are shipping products, e-commerce, within the logistics world, anytime their products are on the shelves, it costs those companies money in order to house those products within those respective facilities. That's the first thing. I know some of you may not care, but what's going to happen is you're going to start to see a shortage of your favorite items. Would it be toilet paper, toothpaste, food items, gadgets, the whole economy would be in a deflation. And what does that occur? When things are astronomically cheaper than they ever been, you will start to see people get laid off, get fired, okay? Which is not a good thing, which still drives the economy into a deeper recession, okay? We never want to repeat the depression of 1929. You don't want that to occur, family. Now, this right here, a comment that Elon Musk made, is absolutely true. A major Fed rate hike risks deflation, meaning causing the economy to go into a deflation. Now, for some of you guys, for my definitions, what is a layoff? A period of inactivity, of idleness, the act of laying off an employee or a workforce. Also a shutdown. These are very important because these are the indicators. These are the red alerts. These are some of the things that you look at. Where is the economy going? Should I listen to Raw Squirrel early on in the year and start penny pinching and extreme saving? Yes, you should have. Now, let me go on. When it comes to our economy, when it comes to our community, I'm going to tell you what the federal government is saying now. Even though this is from the National Library of Medicine, this is a federal government site, and they did a study. Who are the last hired and the first fired? Who is the last hired and the first fired? And I also bring this up really quickly. How do employers, give me a second, family. Let me get over here. How do employees choose who to let go? Many organizations will lay off employees who have been with the company for the shortest amount of time. If this is you, there isn't much you can do to help your situation. Okay, there's not much you can do. Here's another thing. Here's some other things for you guys to think about when we're talking about this, family. If you have been there the shortest time, if you have the most HR complaints, if you are in a low-level position, okay, and you're not really producing, maybe you're meeting your numbers. Take, for instance, you're at a call center, and your call center quota is to answer 65 calls, handle 65 issues, handle 65 problems, right? And you're meeting your quota each and every day, but you got Susie, Beth, and LaQuisha over there. They are doing theirs at 85 and 95, and you're only doing 65. Who do you think they're going to keep? Who do you think they're going to keep? Yeah. They're not keeping you because you're just doing the bare minimum, okay? So that work hard actually pays off when they start to lay off and fire people, okay? But don't forget the people who've been there with the shortest time, those HR issue people, and then next, the low efficiency, low productivity people are going next. Matter of fact, they're just going to group you guys in one big ball and roll your ass out the door. You guys should have been saving your money, because if the pandemic hasn't really showed people anything, it should have shown you to really start safeguarding 6 months of all the expenses, of all the things you have going on in your life, so you can financially take care of yourself going through these financial crises. I hope it has. I really hope it has. Let's see who's in the room today. I got my boy Dapo. He said this is called the Great Reset, so-called the government is talking about, okay? Thank you, Jermaine Anderson. Thank you for moderating, sir. Good afternoon, Brother Ross and everybody. Please hit the like button, absolutely. If you're not a subscriber, Financial Literacy 101, please do subscribe, okay? And whether you like the commentary or not, just go and hit the like button up or down. Doesn't really matter. But hopefully you do like the information that I'm giving here today. Let me move on. So I'm not going to even cover the kind of the racial aspect of this, because this is kind of beating the dead horse. This is kind of beating the drum of this. We already know who's going first, okay? Essentially, in most companies. But now we're about to go down this list, family. And let me tell you, this list is staggering. This list is not shocking, because, again, I expected this. And this is not a full list, okay? But this will give you some indication of people who would be laid off. And let me point out one more thing. A lot of you guys are great stewards of your business, whoever you may work for or even by yourself. I want you to understand the contracts of some of these companies you may see on this list. That is in direct connection of your position and your job where you work. because they're going to lay off these people. That means that your company, your organization are going to be losing those contracts. And guess what? If that occurs, they're not going to need you anymore either. So you really should be keeping your ears to the financial streets and understand what the hell is going on in the economy. You just thought everything was good. You planning your cruise. You're planning your trip to Mexico. No, you need to be planning your next new bank account of your emergency fund, hopefully 6 months or better, and act like you know. All right, let's go through this. Now, I highlighted some things here because a lot of people are laying people off as well. People know about Peloton. They're laying off 17% of their workforce, okay? Snapchat is laying off 20% of their workforce. Now, just to give you a hard number, Snapchat is literally letting go over 1,100 people, which is 20% of their workforce. I did the research. It's about 1,100 people. Now, you see the cuts to Snap, 64,000 person workforce. They're going to lay off 1,100 people. So if you're working for Snapchat or closely related to Snapchat, please understand what the economy is going on right now. Wayfair is laying off 870 employees. So if you work for Wayfair in any capacity, again, talk to your managers. Make sure that you get your bank accounts, your 401ks, whatever that you can do. And here's another thing, family. I'm going to go through a list with this as well, but keep the door open, because what occurs during these recessions, companies will lay you off, but if you was a good worker, if you was a decent worker, they will hire you back once the economy rebounds. Now, a lot of you may want to get fired unless your state makes some sort of addendum, some legislation that during a financial crisis, if you get fired or laid off, they will give you unemployment. But a lot of states, if you just quit or they just lay you off, which some of them may consider a layoff, a firing, where you can get unemployment, but please check your state, check your state rules when it comes to being laid off versus fired, or they're in the same wheelhouse. Okay, that's very important, because there's going to be a lot of people filing for unemployment. Very important. Robinhood, they're going to let go more than 1,000 people, ladies and gentlemen, 1,000 people. These are a lot of people from the many states in the United States of America. They're letting go a lot of people with all these big conglomerate companies. Here we go. A lot of you bought it. A lot of you used it. There you go inside of your home with your Peloton, and Peloton is letting go over 4,100 people. And this is amidst the information that Peloton has fired over 2,800 people. I mean, Peloton is hitting the dirt quick. I mean, what a great rise that Peloton had. There's been a lot of investors making a lot of good money off of Peloton. But you talking about from sugar to shit real quick, you guys, Peloton is happening. Okay, so if you work for Peloton or closely related, again, watch your checkbook. Shopify, they're letting go. And anytime you see close to or less than or about, just know that it's going to be more than 1,000 workers. Okay, that's my conjecture about that whole being very wordy. Oh, it's about 1,000, close to, less than. If they put a number up there, you already know it's going to be over 1,000, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let me move on here. We got 7-Eleven. Okay, 880 jobs. 7-Elevens around the United States. So have you been noticing? I know I have. I don't really go to 7-Eleven unless it's, unless it has like a gas station. And lately, even in the gas station, I've been seeing one employee at 7-Eleven. Like in majority of the 7-Elevens that I've been in over the course of time, there's only really two types of people who own 7-Eleven. Indian people from the country of India, and also Ethiopian people. Now, I've only been seeing onesies and twosies, but most likely one person working at 7-Eleven, okay? That's just what I've seen. Venmo saying they're going to let go 6% of its workforce, which is around 1,200 people. Which, no, I'm sorry. They only have 1,200 people working for them. I got my notes right here. 73 people, okay? So if you're working for Venmo, again, that's still a large number considering the amount of employees that they have. Oh, Tesla, ladies and gentlemen, Elon Musk with his prediction. Can I go back to this? And I'm not trying to clown Elon Musk. He's the richest man in the world. You can't really clown him. He'd just be laughing at me. But again, they said that Elon Musk made a dire prediction about the economy. Yeah, Elon Musk, you are firing around 230 of your workforce. So I don't get the whole, you had a prediction thing. That's why I laughed at that as well. Okay? And don't forget the layoffs that Tesla already made. So add those two numbers around. Rivian, one of the most remarkable electric car companies of its time, with the Rivian R1T pickup truck and also the Rivian SUV. Let me see how many people they are letting go here. I think I highlighted. Here we go. So they are letting go around 800 employees with a workforce of 14,000 people. They rose to fame very quickly, and now already cutting what? Almost more than 1% of their workforce. What's important about the car industry, no matter if it's gasoline or electric, when people start to fire and lay off people or put people on furlough, don't forget of all the contracts it takes to build a vehicle. It's not like Rivian makes their own tires or rims or brakes or batteries. A lot of these companies just have great software, and they contract out to people to make their doors and make their emblems and make their windshields and make their mirrors. All those are different contracts. So if they're going to cut people, then that company is directly related to Rivian. And because anytime these contracting companies that are in partnership with car industries, when they take on new contracts, they have to hire more people because of influx of work. When they start to lose contracts, that's what they start to do. Lay off people and fire people. Okay, it's a trickle-down effect. This is definitely an avalanche. Now, GoPuff, I didn't know that GoPuff was this large. They are letting go 10% of their workforce. This is GoPuff. And I think 10% of their workforce is around 1,000 people or so. It states here the latest round of layoffs comes at GoPuff's, cutting 3% of its workforce, or more than 400 workers. But all in all, they're going to let go around 1,000 people because you can say it's 10%. So that must be the earlier reports that they were reporting on. Remax, the real estate giants, are letting go 17% of its workforce. So we would be real estate brokers, real estate agents, people who work in the office on salary. They're letting go, United States wide, 17% of its workforce. And again, I cannot beat the drum on this hard enough. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are connected to one of these companies in any form or fashion, there's a possibility that you could experience a layoff as well, or even being fired, okay? Microsoft is on this list, none less. Oh, we're going to let go, we're going to fire, we're going to furlough less than 1%. No, it's going to be more than 1%. And most likely, because of the large population that Microsoft has, 1%, listen to this, family, 1% of Microsoft workforce is 2,000 people, over 2,000 people. So there will be 2,000 people who will be letting go from Microsoft. 2,000 people. And I want you to think about this too, because I thought about this. And a lot of you guys use Microsoft Office, right? There's very few companies who's using Google Business with all of their different products and Google Sheets and things of that matter. Why can't I have a Outlook calendar and it be shared to a point where we can all use the calendar at the same time? No. That's not a good example. I'll give you a better example. You and I are working on the same Excel spreadsheet. But if you open the Excel spreadsheet first, when I open it, it tells me read only. Did you know with Google Sheets and Google Documents, you and I can edit the same worksheet or document at the same time live, and it's having the exact same changes? Like you're working on this part of the worksheet, I'm working on that part of the worksheet, and we are changing it at the same time. Versus I'm making my changes and I have to save, and you're doing it live and I have to copy paste, put it back on it. Yeah. I know. I'm going in on it. But maybe this is the reason why they haven't had that proprietary technology. I mean, if I'm Microsoft, I'm gonna pay Google $1 billion. Like, how did you guys do this? Can we do it? I would just love for Microsoft to, really do that, where me and one of my coworkers can actually work on the same document at the same time. I've been in corporate board meetings where we're editing Google PowerPoint slides all at the same time. There's people on slide 6 and I'm on slide 10, all within the same slide deck. Okay, I'm gonna let that go, but that's just one of my pet peeves. JP Morgan, one of the mega financial institutions of its time, they're letting go over 1,000 people. They're letting go over 1,000 people. And this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to put this in a perspective if you live in a small town. Let's say you live in a town where there's 100,000 people and 1,000 people become unemployed. What do you think occurs? And we're going to talk about the ramifications and the results of people being laid off. Okay, I'm almost done here. Compass, another real estate, they were coming up on a rise, being a real estate giant. They're letting go 450 people. Redfin, 6% of their workforce. Coinbase, okay? I know a lot of you are angry and mad and sad, even me, with the cryptocurrency market. They're letting go 18% of their workforce, family, over 1,000 employees. And that is considerably, especially with the economy and the recession that we're in, and also the crypto crash. Yeah, I don't know when crypto's coming back. I've been looking at all sorts of analytics and information and data and metrics, and let me tell you, if anybody can figure it out, please let me know. But don't give me projections, okay, or predictions. I need some tangible information in order to make a well financial decision. You know how I go about that, family. Carvana, Carvana, they have these buildings where you can essentially order your car right there, and the car pops out like a bag of chips. You've seen Carvana, right? You've been riding down the highway and look to your right. What's that? You see a bunch of these cars, a vertical parking lot. No, they sell cars. Yeah, they even are letting go 2,500 employees. And here's another thing, family. Some of you may not even see the remaining effects of these people laying off. You know why? Because people have been replaced by software, by AI, and by robotics. Like when you go to a Carvana building, I don't know what they actually call it, or cache, and you buy your vehicle right there, you don't have any human interaction. There used to be a person that works there and kind of gives you information. But if you'd already done your research, you can put your money in there, or however you do your financial dealings, and your car pops out. So they don't really need people no more, okay? And that's about 12% of their staff. Reed, about 750 people, 700 employees are getting laid off from Reed. Now, this is the notorious better CEO. You remember this guy? This is the guy that laid off all those people back in 2021, right before the holidays. He kind of got on Zoom, and he was telling people they were getting fired. He said, everybody in this Zoom call is fired, or is let go, or laid off. I'm just going to read what they have here. This was horrible. Starting in the late 2021 and continuing through the first several months of 2022, mortgage startup Better.com laid off approximately 4,000 people. The first wave started right before the holiday season when CEO Vishal Garg laid off hundreds of people. He said he told employees on a Zoom call that the company lost $100 million last quarter, which he said was my mistake. He then said the layoff shouldn't have happened right before the holiday, but 3 months ago. Okay. Better followed up with another 3,000 employee layoff in March, began accepting volunteer layoffs in some departments. But he's about to lay off 4,000 people. Let me tell you something. First and foremost, I would never work for Better.com. I mean, this you got soft eggs in a basket. You're eventually gonna get fired from this group right here. They have a horrible track record in retaining people. Noom, they're letting go 495 people. Garasso, up to 20% of its staff, sources say, and they're not a really large company, so that's going to be around 200 people they're going to let go. Okay, 200 people. The notorious and infamous and well-known Wells Fargo, they'll be letting go people as well. Now, out of all these numbers I've been giving you percentages, I've been giving you hard numbers. Wells Fargo don't want anyone to know how many people they're going to be laying off. Well, Wells Fargo, in the past 10 to 12 years, you've had 3 compromising hacks of personal information of your clients, of your customers, personal information and banking information being leaked on the internet. Yeah, look it up, family. In the past 10 to 12 years, Wells Fargo has been hacked 3 times. The place where you keep your money in, the place where you store your financial future at. Yeah, Wells Fargo. But they won't let you know how many people they laying off. Man, get the hell out of here. Fucking Wells Fargo. Man. Boy, these crooked mofos, man. Canopy Grove, they're letting go 250 people. This is going to affect a lot of people who like to enjoy the greenery. Oh yeah, no more skunkadelic for you, because they're laying off 250 people. So that purple haze you guys like to really get nice off of, yeah, you might want to settle for black haze or something. Food 52, I'm not too familiar with them, but they're only letting off 20 people, and they probably got 50 people. I don't know. Oh, they got 200 employees. Okay, so what? Was that 10%? Yeah. Okay, so Cameo, they're letting go 87 people. Okay, 87 people. They let them go in early May. PayPal is laying off 83 people. Okay, and what's, I guess, significant about PayPal, a lot of us people who own our own business, a lot of you guys have a PayPal account. I don't know how that's going to affect your business dealings with contractors or your clients. I also would say, again, this is how Elon Musk got his claim to fame. He used to work for PayPal before he bought Tesla from another billion-dollar investor. Gorillas, they're letting off more than 300 people. Okay, I hate when they say nearly or about or less than. We know it's always going to be more than what they say. Now, which is all near and dear to our heart, Netflix. Yeah. I know you like Disney Plus. Yup, you enjoy your Prime Video, but all of us, probably 99% of the United States population have Netflix or someone's Netflix account. I don't know how this is going to change the resolution of the HD quality I get. Yeah, I love my 4K quality movies. Hopefully, Netflix continue to make really good series and shows. So hopefully that doesn't affect. But most importantly are the people that will be laid off, not just you enjoying your favorite show. It's the people behind it. And whether you believe my sentiments about that or not, it really doesn't matter, because they're laying off 150 people and their lives will be affected from it. Right? And I think that's pretty much with that. Now, when we talk about these massive layoffs, I can be the bearer of bad news all day, but what's most important, there are some things that you guys should have been doing when I told you the first time. And there's some things that you really should be doing right now, because a lot of you are saying not me. Raise your hand in the chat if you're saying not me. Now, not to ignore you guys, let me see who's in the chat. We got something. Sean, nice to see you again. He said, is that music in the background? You, financial, is it too loud? Let me know if it's too loud, family. Let me change it. My apologies. Let me change the music. I thought it'd be up. My bad. Wow. I did a whole video with the music too loud. My apologies, family. Great content. The music is loud. Okay. Thompson Chomp says that my entire job is crypto. We need to talk. Absolutely. The crypto market, they're not looking at any indicators or analysis of the cryptocurrency market bouncing back anytime soon. So you need to hang on. Okay. You need to hang on. I see we got Brent C in the room. Nice to see you, brother. He said that the music is drowning me out. And Jermaine Anderson, thank you, moderator, for letting me know. I do apologize, family. I don't know if there's anything I can do is go back and edit the music out. I just don't know. But anyway, after the information given here, family, there are some things that you guys can do. And I found me a good little report here that I think we can run through very quickly. Okay. Now, I'm just going to read the headline of each paragraph that could be beneficial to you guys. Now, a lot of you who has tenure at your organizations, you've been there for quite some time. Believe it or not, you may have a severance package. Usually you have to work 1 year or more in order to qualify for a severance package at your job. So look for that. You should be looking at the fine print of your contract, and hopefully you guys have saved that, or even ask HR. You can, if you know somebody at HR or your HR, even better. But if you have a buddy, you have a friend in HR, you know how you just kind of start up a conversation because you're trying to get information. You're like, yeah, man, you know what? I heard my buddy, they got a severance package. Do I have a severance package? There's many ways that you can go about it. And a lot of times you may not want to do an official email, okay? Because some companies are very devious when employees try to find out certain information. I would kind of just call up my HR people with a random question and then kind of lead into to see if there's a severance package. Yeah, I believe in corporate espionage. I always think there's something going on that you may not know of. So you kind of want to tread water lightly when asking certain questions. That's just me. Okay, I could be inflating this more than what it needs to be. Apply for unemployment benefits immediately. Soon as you get fired, laid off, or furloughed, apply. Majority of the states in the United States of America, if not all of them, you can apply for unemployment benefits online. Okay, so as soon as they let you go, as soon as this occurs, go and apply for unemployed benefits. Okay. Also, with your unemployed benefits through the state, okay, understand a lot of them comes with health insurance, what you're going to need. These are some of the things that you guys probably have not been looking at. These are some of the things that you guys should know about the benefits. And even if you are applying for unemployed benefits, that also includes health insurance. Now, this is the most important part of this entire video that I've been letting you guys know for quite some time now. Now, I'm also going to put a link in the chat here. And this is for anyone who may have a story. This may be for anyone who has information of certain people getting laid off and fired, or even your organization, okay? When you join, you can either join with your video and audio or just with your audio. It's your choice. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. Scrutinize your non-fixed expenses. I've been talking about this for a very, very long time. And this is what I call extreme saving. Anything that you do not need, this is the time to put all those wants on hold. Put all of those wants on hold, okay, family? A lot of you don't need some of the things you think you need. You need shelter, food, and water. That's all you really need. You need shelter, food, and water, which is very important. You have to understand how to penny pinch sometimes. Sometimes you have to learn how to cut back. I know a lot of you buy your coffee each and every day, who's still going into the workplace, who are not working remotely. A lot of you buy your lunch at your organization's cafeteria, or you go out for lunch almost every day. You probably want to start bringing in leftovers, making sandwiches, etc. Yeah, it's not the funnest thing, but when it comes to ensuring your financial future, of you having enough money to take care of yourself and or your family, this is some of the things you have to prepare yourself, okay? The whole terminology, because I know the House of Dragons and Game of Thrones is out, that winter is coming. Oh, no. Winter is here. Winter is here. Okay, today in Texas, it was only 80 degrees. And this morning it was 65 degrees. Winter is here, because just a month ago, we had like 20 days of 100-degree weather. And I'm not just talking about temperature wise, but when it comes to finance, growth of the economy, inflation, people getting laid off, fluctuating gas prices, increase of household values that people can't really buy homes unless they come from California and come to a cheaper state. And of course, the rising cost of food. Guess what? Winter is here. Okay, winter is definitely here. Here it says protect your retirement account. Okay, I'm gonna read just a little bit of this because this may be important for some of you. It states here that a layoff may also mean losing the ability to contribute to your workplace retirement account, like a 401k or 403b. You won't lose the money, but you need to make some decisions to protect your savings in the transition. It is key to understand your options, following instructions and certain deadlines. You know what's important about this too, family? Buying, I've never been a huge component of buying CDs, but CDs is kind of like the guaranteed way to kind of safeguard your money. And you can do a CD, you can buy a bond that's backed by the federal government. You go to treasurydirect.gov, you buy bonds, and there's some other platforms you can buy CDs from that hold your money anywhere from 30 days to 5 to 10 to 20 years and kind of doubles your money or gives you a percentage anywhere from 1 to 5-6%, okay, depending on what bonds and what CDs you buy, okay? It just varies. Now, when it comes to your 401ks, there are some things I want you guys to realize. When it comes to your 401ks, your 401k, your 403b, your 403bc, and all these other individual or organizational retirement accounts, these are investments. These are investments. The ancient old way of companies, after you work 20 and 30 years of them paying you out of their budget each and every year, that has gone away, what, 20 years ago, where they really start cutting. I mean, even the military is now offering what they call a blended retirement account, where they're taking a portion of the percentage of the retirement and invest into the stock market versus the military defense budget just paying retirees money. Some people who got out in the last couple of years, they was grandfathered in, but now the new generations, a lot of them would be losing money, just like people in these organizations that have to put money towards their 401k. Yes, I know a lot of you has been losing large percentages of your 401k due to the stock market. Okay, and that's why your 401k is down. Your money in your 401k 403b is not safeguarded. It depends on the performance of the stock market. Okay, this is what I was stating earlier about keeping the door open with your previous employer, because again, they may furlough you, they may lay you off, and they may hire you back when the economy bounce back. Okay. This is something I've been stating for a long time too. Every now and again, I do a video about certain skills and trades. It says working in the struggling sector, consider applying your skills elsewhere. There's a lot of certifications that take less than 3 months, less than 6 months, less than $3,000 that if your main hustle goes under, you can have a backup. You can have a side hustle that becomes your main hustle. And hopefully you guys have taken that information, you took it, that wisdom, and did something with it. And then lastly, it says more smart money moves, okay? I've been telling people for a very long time to think ahead. Not 1 month, not 2 months, but 1 year, 3 years, 5 years ahead, because we just don't know, even in good times, how the economy have historically, every 10 years, have gone through some sort of economy correction, right? It kind of resets itself. You know, when you have a computer, whether be a laptop or a CP, especially when you first buy it, right? It's doing well, it's performing well, but over the course of time, you've been downloading programs, you've been saving the files to it, you got 6, 7 windows open, it starts to slow down. and it becomes very annotated, it becomes very, it begins to lag. Guess what occurs, family? You have to reboot your computer. And every 10 years, our economy has done some sort of reset, some sort of reboot, some sort of correction. And this is what I've been planning for. This is what I've been informing you guys for the past, how long I've been on YouTube? 5-6 years or so? This is what I've been telling you guys. But you know what? Yeah, I know. I don't go catch footballs. I don't make comical videos to entertain you. But now people are now understanding Financial Literacy 101 and other financial channels about what to do with your money. I don't understand why we pay so close attention to entertainment, to take our minds, to take our attention off the pain. Because after that video, your ass still broke. After that video, you're still unemployed. After that video, you're still impoverished. Financial videos, to me, should be number one on your list. If you listen to 30 minutes, if you just get one idea, you get one iota of pertinent information that could be invaluable to your bank account. It absolutely could. Okay. Let's see what the people are saying. Staunch Chan said, if I get laid off, it is a problem. It says that means that DAO is no longer a thing. I am HR. Don't email or call me. Ask your employment benefits package. See, don't you hate these goddamn HR people? Oh, man. Hey, Stonks, man, I left a link inside of the chat. Can you come on real quick? I'm going to ask you some questions. Let's see here. The day that NC shut down bars, I was filing my unemployment while on the clock because I knew at 6 p.m. I no longer had a job. Family, this is real. And I'm not trying to scare nobody, by the way. This is not one of those fear tactics for you guys to start being frantic. This is how you start to plan. I want Stonks and Chonks to come on very quickly. We don't need to know your organization. I just want to ask, because I know a lot of you may want to know, what are some of the questions we can actually ask HR, right? Now, every HR is different, but they go by basic rules throughout the different organizations of what some of the questions you can ask HR. Like, what is my, where can I find the information in my severance package? Is it on Workday? Okay. Is it on ADP? What is ADP? Forgot. You guys know what ADP is. But anyway, maybe you don't. I just don't remember the acronym or what it means. But if you guys have any information, please leave it in the chat for people who are concerned and worried about their financial future. Stonks, I don't need you to laugh. I need you to come on the live real quick, okay? Okay, if you can't come on the live, I understand. You're probably at work, and that's why things in HR are not getting done. That's why things are not getting done by HR, because HR is on the live with us today, guys. And I'm just looking at, again, when it comes to the situation of the economy, I'm just going to read some headline news here. It says Dow closes more than 400 points higher. Don't take that with a grain of salt. It says NASDAQ snaps a 7-day slump as Wall Street shakes off hike concerns. When I give you guys examples, or I try to, connect a non-financial example with a financial example, I know none of them really make sense, but hear me out. If the stock market is doing bad for 7 days straight, and then all of a sudden it does good one day, now it depends on the amount of points that it was and the amount that you lost, depending on how you did that week. I'm still thinking the stock market is doing horribly bad. It's kind of like your child tells you 6 lies, but on a 7 day, they tell you one truth. Are they no longer a liar? I'm just saying. All right, here we go. Hey, what's going on, Stonks?
What's up?
Let me turn up my volume here. Here we go. What's going on, Stonks?
Not much. What's going on with you guys?
We're doing well. So, ask us, how can people at these prospective jobs actually find out if they have a severance package? And do a lot of the positions out there, even I'm at a call center, do they have severance package?
Okay, so it depends on what level in the company you're on. And like you were saying, a lot of the times there's normally between a 6 to 18 month like grace period that you have to make it through in order to even qualify for any of that. But I should also, like, in North Carolina, you can ask for anything. You just have to understand that it's a right to hire state. So a lot of what you can and can't ask HR has to do with your state's laws. And then, of course, you have federal protections too. But you can ask them. Whether or not they're willing to make it readily available is on that company. And I would be very careful with asking specific questions like, hey, severance packages. If I were to find another job and give my 2 weeks, would you guys be willing to give me an employment bonus if I were to stay? Stuff like that. I always tell people, if you're looking for another job, go to the other job. Get paid more if you can. Don't ever take that 10 to 15% raise that they offer you at the company that you're currently working at, because the second that they can find somebody to hire back at that base pay rate that they were paying you and they get them trained to do your job, they're going to replace you.
Now, is there a professional manner in which someone could somehow lead to or get the information if they have a severance package? So let me kind of give you my background when it comes to Capital One. I was an executive at Capital One. I left Capital One, and I was only there for like a year and change, and they gave me a severance package. And I know, like you said, depending on what level you are. Now, what level, two questions, what level normally, from your knowledge, that you have to be at to get a severance package? And how would one go about trying to find out that information without sending off any alerts?
I personally would find a friend in HR. Always, like, you're more likely to get information just like you are to catch flies with honey than vinegar. So if you have that friend that's in the know, you're more likely to get told things that they shouldn't be telling you to begin with. But the other thing is don't ever send an email. Make that phone call.
Don't send no damn email.
That phone call, or go down to HR's office and talk to them. Buy them lunch. Like, schmooze the deal kind of thing with it, versus using the paper trail that they can go, oh, well, that person was just asking about severance packages, this, that, and the third. So they already know, because it might save your job in the short term, but hurt you in the long term doing that. And I should also...
So buy them Chick-fil-A, not Jack in the Crack.
Hey, I like Jack in the Box.
Oh.
Bro, those for 99-cent tacos.
Oh my God, they're gross. I threw up one night from the club.
That is me from college all day. And
now, what level that you've normally seen that actually gets a severance package?
I would say normally it's anywhere, like, you're going to be in an assistant level job or management. You're not going to be in one of the entry level, like, data positions. Yeah, the employee handbook has some of it, but it's not going to have all of the ins and outs. It's just going to have, like, the brief overview of, hey, you should be getting some of this. This is some of the stuff we offer, but it's not going to tell you any of the qualifiers for that.
Okay, now, having your ears to the HR streets, and I'm pretty sure you may know a little bit about other organizations, have you been hearing about these massive layoffs that are occurring and that will occur before the year out? Have you been hearing about this?
Yeah, and it's not even from, like, having ties to HR. It's all from the company I work for. We do a YouTube media network. We have a day trading network group, and then we have the crypto side of everything. And we've been watching it from just the day trading aspect, and we've been reading like financial analysis on different companies, and every single one of them were coming out last quarter talking about how they were going to have to be making cutbacks on employees. So the information has been out there for months. It's just the media is just now picking
catching
up
up
on
to it.
and dispersing it to everybody else. But I want to hope that a lot of it's already priced into the market, because if you are good at doing financial analysis on these companies and looking into what you need to know about them, then you've already seen it. But the everyday person that doesn't pay attention to anything having to deal with the stock market and, is just, hey, I work a 9 to 5 and inflation sucks right now. Hopefully the Fed doesn't do anything else to make it worse. Those guys, they're in for it.
How does I guess that HR, approaches these, major layoffs? What is the information that you guys get from management of who to lay off? Now, I gave information about those who are the newest with the company, those low performers, as well as those who have a lot of HR negative reports. How do you guys select those workers that you guys are going to actually let go, essentially?
See, thankfully, I've never had any experience with that. I haven't had to lay off anybody. And in fact, we're having a hard time keeping up with the demand for people that we have.
So you need more people than you need to lay off.
Yeah. And
okay.
So trying to keep up with all of these applications and doing all of that is where I'm struggling right now. And thankfully, I hope I don't have to go through that. Like, I've had the issue of having to fire somebody because, they have bad reports. They have negative performance reviews. I can do that. I grew up military, so, the whole it's above my rank, above my pay grade thing. I like to make that my business partner's problem until they're like, hey, no, financially, we need you to evaluate who wouldn't hurt the company for if we were to fire them. And I don't want to be put into that position. Like,
now,
I didn't want to be HR either.
Do you have any information regarding when companies lay off people? What is the likelihood of those people getting rehired or called back if the company and the economy bounces back? Do you have any information regarding that?
I mean, it would be about a 50-50. It really depends on your rapport with your management team. I've seen it. Like, I've literally watched somebody be fired on Friday and come back in on Tuesday.
Wow.
As if it never happened, because they knew the right people. And I would like to say that if you do know people and you have that then, it's always better to be friends with management than it is to be that thorn in their side that they have to worry about. If you're that employee that comes and busts your ass from 9 to 5 and then, you're 5 minutes late twice a week, is that really as big of a deal as the chick that's coming in? Her boyfriend is lighting up the phone lines with baby daddy problems and all of that crap. Even if she's on time every day,
she's a bigger problem.
Exactly. So it's down to the personal individual. I will say that they have qualifiers that you have to meet in order for that rehire. And because
last but not least, whether it be from a HR perspective or a personal perspective, do you have any advice if someone may experience or they get the letter, they get the email, they get the information stating they will be laid off? What's some of the steps that they should take either with the company or on a personal level?
Well, on a personal level, don't take it personally. Like, if you get that, a lot of people like to react emotionally and go
God
off.
Damn it!
Yeah.
I done gave my blood to this company. Sorry.
Yeah. The whole, like, the fuck you, you're cool, I'm out thing. That is not the way to go. Don't ever do that, because, again, depending on the state, they may or may not be able to talk to your next employer and then just be like, yeah, no, like, they were professional, but when we had to let them go, they showed us their ass. I would be aware of that. It could be something that pops up. I've seen people key up people's cars. Definitely don't do that.
Oh, wow.
Like, don't catch charges over a job. Collect unemployment. Like, if you get laid off at the end of the day, when you get that letter in your hand, you immediately go to your state's website and you file unemployment. That's your
Well,
best option. Now, if you feel like you were wrongfully terminated, definitely talk to an attorney about that.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Stockton Chomp. I do appreciate your information and wisdom from an HR and a personal perspective. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
No, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. And what's your channel's name, Stonks and Chomps?
Stonks and Chomps Gaming.
There you go. Go and subscribe to that, sister. A wealth of information right there. Thank you once again. Family, that's the video for today. I wasn't going to come on today. I did one earlier, but I received this information. And just as Stonks was stating that this was occurring a lot early in the year, and I've been given information of you guys extremely saving, really safeguarding your finances, your bank accounts, really extreme saving, because some markets are being hit harder than others. One of the companies that wasn't on the list that I just gave you was Google. Google is also laying off people as well. So let me just tell you this. If Google is laying off people, look for other tech giants to lay off people. Amazon is going to hire and lay off people in massive droves. Now, one, because Amazon has an attrition rate of a worker, tier 1 worker, from anywhere 2 to 3 years. Most people can't last on packing boxes and shipping things more than 2 or 3 years. Then also Amazon is slowly replacing people with automation, with robots, with AI technology. So again, the jobs that really need people are HVAC, plumbing, electrician, because guess what? They have yet to have robots on a large scale level to replace you in those jobs. Yeah, you may not want to replace shitty pipes, but to feed yourself and your family and put gas in your car, it may be something you want to do. Okay. She says, sorry about the crying kittens that are mad I wasn't playing with them. Okay. So she's a cat lady. That's her side hustle. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, this is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. You guys have a great and wonderful day.